Come. Share screen. Share. Yeah. 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 Let us. We are going to discuss about the embedded system and IoT lab programs. So before that, let us we know how to configure and how to use the Raspberry Pi. So I am Professor Basvaraj, the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Siddhartha Institute of Science and Technology, Puttur. So in this lab, embedded system and IoT, we are going to discuss about 10 experiments: interfacing LEDs, interfacing push buttons, sensors, actuators, camera, and serial communication devices, CRUD operations on input device, data and cloud server, controlling output devices for internet, notification alert over the internet, and location tracking. So out of this 10, including other case studies also, we are going to do. So now let us be brief about the the device that is we are going to use. It is a Raspberry Pi. So Raspberry Pi is a single board computer. It is a like this single board computer. I think you can able to see it. It is also capable of output data and read input data. It is a small packet size, very small size computer, which also have general purpose input output pins for connecting it to other sensors and peripherals, which makes it good platform for embedded engineers because of this IO pins, because of IO pins provided. So they can able to connect to the sensors and actuators. So that is the reason it become more popular for the embedded applications. It has an ARM architecture processor, which it consists of a processor of ARM based. So it is ARM processor. Then Raspberry Pi can be used for many high profile projects like image processing and Internet of Things. And it is also have the 40 pin, the 40 pin, these pins are there. These 40 pins. 40 pins. This is because it is capable of interfacing with embedded electronics and communicating through digital input output and PWM, that is pulse width modulation, and various serial communication protocols such as UART, I2C, SPI. These are the pins, as I told you, about 40 pins are there. That is pin number 1 to pin number 40. These are the pin number 1 to pin number 40 GPIO pins. Okay. So now I'm showing here board in the picture also. So you can able to see the pin numbers easily. Then it is having a Broadcom, this BCM, this IC. Inside it consists of the ARM processor, and it is having micro SD card slot for the inserting the SD card. This SD card is going to be hold the operating system of the Raspberry Pi. Then we have that 5-volt micro USB power supply. You can power the Raspberry Pi using the 5-volt USB power supply. Then we have the display connector. Here DSA display connector for connecting the display device. Then we have the audio output jack for connecting the audio. Then we have camera to be connected with this connector. Then we have the internet, that is Ethernet, physical LAN Ethernet can be connected through the internet cable. There is option is available. Then we have USB ports for connecting keyboard and the mouse. So these are the main components of the Raspberry Pi. Then basic hardware configuration. First we need to, before writing any program, first we have to plug in the 5-volt USB cable, a charger for power supply for the Raspberry Pi. It requires a 5-volt. Then plug the USB keyboard, means you have to connect the keyboard. That should be USB type cable. Then also similarly USB type mouse you have to connect to the Raspberry Pi. And connect monitor, connect the monitor to see the its program, everything. To connect the monitor to the Raspberry Pi using VGA to HDMI cable. If suppose monitor is VGA compatible, or if monitor is directly HDMI cable means compatible means directly you can connect from Raspberry Pi to monitor using HDMI cable. So as we shown in the above figure here, the pins, that is not all 40 pins cannot be programmed. Out of that 26 GPIO pins which can be programmed, those are GPIO2, the numbers has been specified, particularly GPIO2 to GPIO27, GPIO2 to GPIO27. So this is GPIO27. So only these GPIO pins are programmed for connecting input-output devices. These 26 GPIO pins can be programmed as per our requirement. Some of these pins also perform some special functions. Okay, like power supply. Some can be used for connecting serial communication. I'll stop.